I'm Johnny and welcome to the Ginger Geek Show. So, today I want to talk about Expendables 4. If you're a recurring viewer to this channel, no idea why, but thank you, you will know that I do have... Expendables has a soft place in my heart that I keep there. I love action movies and it has a very nice place right there. And with a movie that's meant to be coming out apparently this year, there is still no date of release it's meant to be coming out. They keep saying 2022, so... some point this year, apparently, I've got a little bit of an update I guess we can quickly talk about here, as the release footage at the CinemaCon. I did read the description. Sounds like they're focusing on action and a lot of Megan Fox. That seems to be the main kind of focus here. They did also release a poster, which I might kind of talk about what this video is kind of all about. So, what is this video all about, I hear you cry? Well, this video is going to be about kind of, it's four things I personally believe need to happen in this movie to at least make it to the point of good to great. So let's begin, shall we, on my list on what needs to happen in Expendables 4. Barney Ross needs to die. So I guess I'm going right into this list then. So yes, at the CinemaCon they released this kind of poster and it was quite nice, but the main thing to take from it was the fact that Sylvester Stallone's name was at the end. He's now there. Now, don't get us wrong, we know a couple of things from this. He announced himself that this is his last movie, as well as, you know, he wasn't in it much, he's only got a small bit, so there was a couple of things to take from that. And also now, his name is in the last. Statham, you know, he's front and foremost of this movie, it really feels like. But how should they use Stallone? I've actually had a bit of a theory that's been going about, oh, he should be the new kind of Mr. Church and the Bruce Willis character from Expendables 1 and 2. Now, I kind of like this and I kind of don't, because I think what would push... two reasons I think would push the movie and Jason Statham's character and just the franchise in general. I think it'd be good to kill them off, actually. Now, how this is done, you either do, you know, kind of the start of the movie and then it's kind of a revenge kind of plot almost a little bit for Statham's character. That could be interesting, or it could be very much at the end, he kind of, you know, maybe he's gone away for a good chunk of the movie and then he kind of comes back and does a little bit kind of stuff. If they're going to do it, I would like to see Barney Ross dying on Battlefield. I feel like that would be very much a thing that would fit his character and something that would work well. Stallone seems to be quite weird with his characters. He doesn't seem to kill them off. He seems to be, you know, he had perfect opportunities with Rocky, with Creed, you know, that could have been a good thing there, but he didn't do that for some odd reason. So I don't know if there's a thing with that. So he might just kind of walk off into the sunset, I guess, but I don't think that would work actually with Barney Ross's character. I think they could do something really interesting, really something different, and it would really kind of shake up the franchise in general. Focus on action. Focus on action? In an action franchise? Johnny, are you absolutely stupid? Well, a little bit, yes. But when you sadly do break down the three movies that's happened, there isn't... the honesty about the franchise is the stars, and it's more seeing them interact with each other. It's not been really the action. There's been moments... the basketball scene in the first movie is quite good. I do love the second movie's opening sequence. I think that's great. You know, Van Damme versus Stallone is great, and the third one has, well, what does the third one have? Yeah, this seems to be kind of an issue I do generally have with a little bit of the Expendables. Like, I think the action is good. I just don't think it's great. But when you do see that, you know, the fourth one has like Tony Jaa and Iko Uwais, I cannot wait for that fight scene between Jason Statham and Iko Uwais, because you know that they're both going to put 110%. This is nothing against Stallone and Van Damme, but good God, if they were doing that fight scene in the 90s, you know it would be much more bigger. I think they do a damn good job for their age, don't get me wrong. They're probably doing way better than I ever could. Sadly, certain things kind of hinder the franchise, and I think, and it feels like it going by the trailer description as well, I think the fourth one's just going to, and also the fact of not getting heavy star power really, is just focus on the action and make this a solid action movie. I think the second one was the closest in doing this. The second one has some really good action beats in it, and I think that would be, and I think that's why the second one is the most loved out of the franchise, and Chuck Norris. But I think that would be the better way of dealing with the fourth one. Just make it more tight, make it more kind of bright, smaller. I think the third one tried to go too big, and don't get me wrong, I loved, you know, I do think Harrison Ford and Antonio and Wesley Snipes and Mel Gibson are, the newcomers are the best thing about that third movie, but I think that they're doing the smart decision by making it a bit more tighter and smaller and just focus on that action, what people like Statham and getting Iko Uwais and Tony Jaa are good at. Build the mythology. Another thing I find quite a shame about the Expendables, it could be a lot more bigger. There's so many little bits and bobs, so I feel like, oh, that really could be expanded on. A good example is, who are the middlemen between the Expendables and the CIA and all the other organisations? Because you've got characters like Tools, that was played by Mickey Rourke in the first one. You know, he makes a phone call and he says the lines like, "Oh, I've got a couple of works out there." So there's clearly different organisations he's kind of Bright's talking to in between these kind of middlemen that's probably now talking to Mickey Rourke that will then talk to the Expendables. You know, you've got his character, Mickey Rourke, then you've also got Bonaparte, played by Kelsey Grammer in the third one. So there seems to be like, who's the in-between all this? If there's like a diagraph, I feel like you've got like the Expendables, then you've got like Mickey Rourke and Kelsey Grammer, then you've got like the middlemen, and then you've got the CIA, maybe FBI, MI6, and all those kind of organisations that if they need something done, they talk to the middlemen and they talk to who they can kind of get, sort of thing. And I would love to see it, because one of the reasons why I think the John Wick franchise does really well is the built-up of mythology. You know, they've got people that do the clean-up jobs, they've got people that sit there on the phones and they contact people. It has, for just an action franchise, it actually has a really rich mythology they've kind of built around it, even going from like the wee coins that they use to get into Pacific areas. There's the blood packs and stuff. It's really quite, you know, nice detailed stuff, and I think that's why the John Wick franchise has really worked. And the Expendables could do the exact same thing. It's so close. There is nice little details. Like, I like Barney's lucky ring and such forth. I would, you know, why is it lucky? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd like a little bit of something kind of with that. That would be kind of, you know, was his dead wife or something from years gone past? You know, did Linda Hamilton give it to him or something? I don't know, something, you know, just it's there. It's so damn close, and you're so close to build such a really big, you know, mythology around it. And it would be really neat if the fourth one really quite pushed that. You know, the one thing I'll give the third one is it does start to kind of build up a little bit. And there's a nice kind of scene where, oh, they talk about there's the dog tags that set up the kind of top and all that, and Wesley Snipes talk about it. Now, when you get to the third one, you're kind of like, where's this kind of come from? Well, I didn't realise this until actually it's in the extended director's cut edition of the Expendables, where there is actually a shot of the dog tags. And I only watched that quite recently, and I found out that was Bright's kind of set up. So there is nice little kind of wee bits and bobs. And I think the third one, you know, when Mel Gibson, it turns out he was one of the original Expendables, you know, it was starting to kind of really get going and building up on that mythology. And I think the fourth one could do a really good job, and I think that would be a good way to kind of push the franchise. Hints to the future. Now, there's no point lying. A franchise these days, you gotta keep, you can't just focus on the movie you're making now. You gotta focus on what's coming up in the future. And there's no point lying. Movies like Marvel does it damn good well. I'll keep going back to John Wick. I think it does it really kind of well, of kind of how they've managed to kind of keep the kind of storyline going on. And I think the Expendables could do this as well. I won't lie. I think like it would be kind of neat if at the end of the Expendables, the fourth one, we did maybe see someone. If we saw someone like Keanu Reeves or Vin Diesel or Dave Bautista, someone of that more age group kind of get involved. I think we're kind of past now the age of the Stallone kind of age. I think we should start maybe kind of looking into the kind of 50-year-olds kind of age kind of group, that kind of age, and who's kind of Bright's popular in the action scene today. And I think that would be quite a smart way of kind of doing that. You know, you could head to that. You could hint to a more kind of female team. I know that's been constantly rumoured for some time. Hint to more characters. Hint to a possible plot of what could be, you know, pushing the franchise. Give people reasons why they want to be excited for more. I think that's also what works really nowadays. I think Marvel, as I said, Marvel does it really well with after credit scenes. After credit scenes are one of the best quick marketing tools you can do nowadays for movies, especially for franchises. You know, you do that and you're getting people excited for the next movie. It's very smartly done. And I think like Expendables could be that kind of franchise that could tackle that as well. So that's my list on what needs to happen in Expendables 4. As I said, this is just my kind of opinion of literally four things that I would like to see and I think would really help the franchise go forward. forward. So I'd like to know what you guys think. Comment down below. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. If I've got the Twitter now. I got that back up. That's been fun, Christ. It's all the Ginger Geek 92 for both of them. So please, you can follow me there. Like, share, and please subscribe. I'm being nice now. It'd be quite nice if you could subscribe. Thank you very much indeed. It really helps the channel. I'm trying to really kind of push this channel, I guess, a little bit and actually make effort into it for once. So yes, so comment down below. Tell me what you think. More videos in the future. So until then. See you later.